The Warden and its non-walking counterpart Skulk has stumped many Minecrafters since this year's Minecon Live. With the ability to feel vibrations from footsteps, the placement and breaking of blocks, and the impact of launchable items, this makes Skulk and the Warden the most interesting feature and mob respectively to date. One thing about them is interesting though. It's that they could be real. Many mobs in Minecraft are real without a doubt. Bats, spiders, wolves, but some others are sort of mysterious. Villagers, the Guardians, Endermen. While the latter are sort of magical and pretty much made up for the game, the Warden walks a fine line between real and fake. Is the Warden a real creature, or is Mojang just really clever with their mobs? What I want to know is, if the Warden and Skulk, regardless of appearance, are in fact organisms that we can see in our world. So let's talk about the science behind the Warden. Firstly, I want to talk about Skulk. Skulk is an interesting word. The first thing you should know about Skulk is that it's usually spelled with two Ks rather than a C and a K. Secondly, Skulk usually refers to something hidden away in the dark. Where is Skulk found? In the deep dark biome. The biome so close to bedrock, so pitch black, that the name really speaks for itself. But what could Skulk be? We know it grows and flourishes in the dark, so we can assume that it may be a fungus, right? In Minecraft, brown and red mushrooms are often found growing in caves where it's dark, and fungus in real life can grow without light. So it may just be a type of fungi. That brings us to our final point about Skulk. Its ability to sense vibrations caused by the disruption of the earth around it. This is a real trait that fungi have. In 2016, Joint Genome Institute wrote an article about fungi that can sense the world around them. They wrote, "Biologists have been fascinated for well over a century by the finely tuned sensory responses of the sporangiophores of P. blakesleyanus. The sporangiophore is a long, rapidly growing giant cell with many nuclei that responds to light, gravity, touch, and even the mere presence of nearby objects." That sounds a whole lot like our friend Skulk. But now that we've gotten behind the facts of Skulk, let's talk about the Warden. The Warden has the same abilities as Skulk, except it's an absolute tank. The Warden, although being shown for no longer than a minute, has gained a lot of infamy for being able to two-shot Steve in full netherite armor. While its strength is probably totally unnatural, it's much more than a brute. Of course, as we know, it senses vibrations, but it is also blind. This behavior is seen in many creatures above and below ground. The National Geographic published an article about animals that can not only sense vibrations, but communicate with them as well. On the bit about African termites, we learned that when they sense danger, they can communicate through banging their head on the mound floors. The excerpt reads, "To alert the entire colony of an impending attack, termites will bang their heads on the ground about 11 times a second. One termite's head drumming travels only about 15 inches, 38 centimeters. But any termite close enough to hear the alarm responds by drumming its head too. In this way, the alarm spreads like a chain reaction through the colony." So, not only are termites seismic communicators, but just like our Warden friend, they are blind as well. Living primarily in a dark place, say like a dirt and spit mound the size of a person, eyesight is completely useless. Same goes for the Warden. What's the point of eyesight if you can't even see at all? Now we know some science behind the Warden. That large blue monster and its grounded partner are based off of real living things that exist alongside us. While there isn't exactly a Warden or Skulk, there are things that live and breathe just like them, and probably things that we can see in our own backyards. I think Mojang did a fantastic job of capturing the essence of organisms that live day to day in pitch black. Just because it's a fictional being doesn't mean that its whole existence must be fabricated. The Warden is perhaps one of the most interesting mobs we have ever seen in Minecraft. With the addition of some new AI and mini-boss-esque strength, this adds a whole new dimension to the game. I personally think that this new update will be a blast, and I am super excited to see what Mojang will give us next. This has been the science behind the Warden, and I thank you for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and it would mean the world to me if you could subscribe, like, comment, as well as share with your friends. And I thank you again for watching this video. Now, bye bye.